We're here at Leon's, which, by the way, is one of 4 stores here in British Columbia, because now Leon's is in British Columbia, 100 years old, Canadian company. What's interesting, though, Oren, is that many people might not know, but Leon's actually didn't start in furniture. So let's take us back 100 years.
You're very right. Yes, so 100 years ago in Welland, Ontario, Ablan Leon, our founder, started a little linen store on the corner of one of his local streets. And he would sell just your typical household linens. And one day, someone from Welland was moving out of the city and dropped by and said, Ablan, you know, we've had a great relationship. Are you interested in buying my mattress before I move? And he bought it from him for $2. He was thinking one of his daughters had a wedding come up and it would make a great gift for his daughter and her new husband. Lo and behold, he didn't have enough room in his shop, so he just leaned it up against the wall outside. And later that day, someone who was moving into Welland saw it, stopped in and said, hey, I'll give you $5 for this mattress. And, you know, a $3 profit was a lot harder to make on linens than it was to make on the mattress. And from that moment on, Ablan decided that he would get into the home furnishings business.
I love it. That's such a great story. And again, a great Canadian story.
Yes.
So now let's fast forward. Here we are 100 years later, and you're still selling the mattresses.
Yes, and not just mattresses. We have everything that you need. If you had an empty home and you needed everything to fill it up, we've got it. So we've got living room furniture, bedroom furniture for mom and dad, for kids, for youth. We've got mattresses, appliances, electronics, everything you need to make your home your home.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And the grand opening officially on October 13th.
Yes, 13th.
By the way, we're here at the Richmond location. Coming up in the next segment, because you have all the stuff, but you also have the expertise, we're going to show people at home how they can transform an entire room in under 2 minutes. It's all about the accessories. For more details on Leon's and the locations, you can check out the website.
That's right, leons.ca.
Fantastic.
You got it.
Well, we're seeing some of the beautiful accessories here at Leon's in Richmond, one of 4 new locations in BC, 100 years old. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Great Canadian company, and grand opening happening on October 13th. We've seen some of the difference makers and accessories, but what are we sort of starting off with?
Well, this is basically your starter living room right here. So love seat, couch, chair, ottoman, and then of course a coffee table. And tip number 1, you want to have your coffee table base. This beautiful chrome base is matching the base to the furniture. So whether you have that dark wood, you want to match that up. But we want to show you exactly how you can revolutionize your room with some accessories. So we're going to have the Leon's accessory pit crew is going to come on in. And in the next 30 seconds, they're going to take this room from sort of your starter living room into a room that's full of personality and full of character. So the first thing that Greg's doing over here, of course, our lamp base is going to match the base on the bottom of the end table. And he's doing something called grouping of accessories. So 2, 3 accessories in the same area is going to be perfect. You don't want to have just one. It looks a little bit sparse. Next, he's adding on some toss pillows onto the couch, sort of some beautiful color arrangement there, matching with the whale and matching with the carpet in the front. And on the other end table, a couple more accessories with the lamp, and then the clock face being framed in chrome really brings the room and brings the theme together. And you can see just how this room went from, you know, the starter living room to a living room with some real personality. And I'd love to point out, I always point out, the rug, the carpet on the floor adds some beautiful texture, and I think that adds another dimension that really makes it pop.
And when we talk about, you know, maybe adding that personality to your space, which, by the way, loving it, but if you're someone who maybe goes, I want more than gray.
Yes, yes. So if you want a little bit more of a pop, this is part of our custom collections. We have many in the store, and you can choose between something that might suit you a little bit better, red or black or really whatever you want.
Fantastic. Well, the grand opening celebration starts October 13th. Yes. 4 locations now in BC. Go to leons.ca for more. We're at Leon's in Richmond, one of 4 new locations in BC. Welcome to BC and welcome to our small space. You know, Stuart, when people make their way to see you with an idea of how they want to furnish, what is the one thing they can do to really help you help them?
The one thing that's really going to help us, that's a terrific question. Customers come in and sometimes they've made up their mind already on what they want to go with, but the issue we run into is they don't have the measurements for their home. So we'd like to save them a trip, we'd like to save them some gas money so they don't have to come back a second time. And in order to do that, as long as they bring the measurements with us, we can take care of it on their first trip. I'd like to demonstrate and show this, this one right here for you. Generally with smaller spaces, you want something that's modular, something compact, and this is the perfect example. We're going to move these cushions right out of the way here. I'm going to take this little guy off.
I love it. It's like puzzle. It's a game time here at Leon's.
We've got the detached ottoman. and all the pieces to the puzzle fall right into place, just like so.
That is wonderful, and it's always nice to have options. And speaking of which, you also want to have multi-purpose furniture as well, right?
And you see how easily that moves for a unit that's this big. It's relatively pretty heavy, but we've got some nice casters to ensure some nice smooth movement. And now, are you ready to have your mind blown?
Yes, so we got coffee table and
Look at that.
could be a table.
Could be a table. What
Desk.
else? Desk. Maybe watch your favorite TV show, which is
Breakfast television, right?
absolutely Netflix, whatever it is.
Perfect. And one of the greatest impacts you can make on a room as well doesn't have to be the most, the biggest investment either, right?
No, not at all. A fairly inexpensive area rug that's really going to light up the room. If you have a look at that area rug there, you've got the nice grays that complement the sofa set. You've got the red and the black. Really helps bring everything together and complete that overall look for you.
Now, I've already picked out the furniture that I love. I've, invested the time and the design and all this sort of thing here. But what if I decide to move out of my small space? Does it mean I have to start from scratch?
No, not at all, not at all. With this sofa set right here, this is actually the exact same of that sectional that we were looking at right over there. So if you prefer just to go with the love seat or the chair, you can do that. We've got a new contemporary coffee table. And then also on top of that, to top it all off, we are a Canadian company. We have a Canadian manufactured sofa set right here for you as well.
Wonderful. Canadian and 100 years old, and finally here in BC. Of course, 4 locations now in BC. Grand opening on October 13th. For more details, you can go to leons.ca.